How to Make America Great Again. An open letter to President Trump and American friends. The Musk paradox. How the prophet became the prisoner of the crisis. The bonfire may flicker and die, but the forest needs no dry twig to prove its greatness. The flame of human civilization, repeatedly scorched by anxiety, awaits a total revolution of its fuel. It is better to be optimistically wrong than pessimistically right. At the 2026 World Economic Forum in Davos, Elon Musk opened his radical predictions with this statement: "The vision he painted is alluring. By the end of 2026, an AI smarter than any human being will be born. In 2027, humanoid robots will go on public sale. By 2030, the collective intelligence of AI will surpass that of all humanity. Economic output equals average productivity of robots times number of robots." He promises an extraordinarily abundant world, an era where goods and services overflow in surplus. Yet after laying out this vision, Musk acknowledged the greatest bottleneck: electricity. He warned that while chip production grows exponentially, the expansion of the global power grid is measured in decades. Soon, we will produce more chips than the world's electricity can support. To power this AI-driven future, his prescription is space-based solar energy. Launch AI data centers into orbit, harnessing solar energy at 5 times the efficiency of Earth-based systems, and leveraging the universe's natural free cooling to bypass all terrestrial constraints. The scene is eerily familiar. A decade ago in Napa Valley, Musk pointed to a campfire and warned Larry Page to guard the flame of human civilization. 10 years later in Davos, he has become the arsonist who not only guards the flame, but also seeks new energy for the entire conflagration. From campfire guardian to energy tycoon, Musk's ideological shift is the most profound microcosm of humanity's confrontation with the pale horse, the backlash of technology. He sees all the problems clearly, yet cannot find a true antidote in the toolbox of the old world. 01. Systemic fracture. The paradox of the prophet as arsonist. Musk's transformation traces a clear curve of cognitive evolution. Phase 1. The vigilant guardian. 2013, 2018. A decade ago, his fear was pure and primal. AI is the gale that could extinguish humanity's civilizational flame. To this end, he co-founded OpenAI, attempting to lock dangerous technology within the walls of open source and nonprofit principles, confining it to a cage of public good. End quote. Phase 2. The disillusioned participant. 2018-2023. When OpenAI pivoted to closed source and embraced commercialization, the safety barrier he had envisioned proved to be nothing more than a new signboard for the old game of capital. He stormed out in anger, but did not give up. Instead, he resolved to enter the fray himself, playing by his own rules. Phase 3. The contradictory builder. 2023. Present. He founded XAI and launched Grok, challenging competitors with a commitment to truth-seeking without taboos. He predicts that work will become optional within 10-20 years, ushering in an era of universal high income. End quote. He even declared, "We have already entered the singularity." Yet, at the same time, he understands the underlying crisis better than anyone. He warns that war is inevitable, likely to break out within 5 to 10 years. He points out that AI development has already hit an energy ceiling. This curve reveals a cruel paradox. The most profound prophet of crisis is becoming the most radical accelerator of that crisis. His solutions to the problem, building more AI, launching more rockets, are precisely exacerbating its root causes: energy consumption and geopolitical competition. For all his tools, venture capital, public companies, patented technology, national competition, are drawn from the same old operating system that created all the problems in the first place. Lingar. The old system. Birthplace of the pale horse. Why can't Musk escape this vicious circle? Because technological backlash is not a technical problem at all, but an inevitable error report generated by the operation of the old world's operating system. This system has 3 irreparable flaws. Flaw 1. The cancer of ownership. Exclusive equity. The formula for value creation has been tampered with by the system. Billions of users worldwide create nearly all the value of the internet with their smartphones land, leisure time labor, and consumption data oxygen. Yet this value is siphoned off by the free model and, through exclusive equity, converges into the trillions of dollars in market capitalization on the balance sheets of tech oligarchs. Humanity as a whole is dispossessed, reduced to tenant farmers in their own digital territory. Flaw 2. The addiction to competition, the prisoner's dilemma. Whether Musk, Page, or Altman, all are locked in the binary opposition of development versus security. In the old system, security means backwardness, and kindness means elimination. This forces all participants into a no-holds-barred death race with no brakes. When Musk warns of war, it is precisely because the logic of competition he inhabits inevitably leads to conflict. Flaw 3. The entropy of energy, the physical curse of infinite growth. Musk has pointed out the ultimate physical bottleneck of the old system, the irreconcilable contradiction between the exponentially growing demand for computing power and the linearly growing supply of energy. His space-based solar energy proposal, in essence, an attempt to fill the system's bottomless energy black hole using the old system's most adept strategy, external expansion and conquest of new frontiers. This merely relocates the scarcity competition of Earth to the orbits of space. Within this system, all the warnings from Musk, Harari, and Hinton are destined to be in vain. For they are like passengers on different decks of a sinking ship. One shouts, "The ship is leaking." Another cries, "We're going the wrong way." And a third laments, "There aren't enough lifeboats." But all their cries cannot change the ship's structural design flaws. Therefore, the way out is not to find a better captain or build more lifeboats, but to design a new ship that cannot sink. This is the new civilizational operating system, represented by the consumer-owned public market. Its core is not to solve old problems, but to make them lose their foundation of existence and dissolve naturally through system replacement. Dimension of comparison, old world, an operating system. Of scarcity and competition, new world, an operating system. Of abundance and symbiosis, core driver. Old world, fear and scarcity, racing for survival, debt repayment, and competitive advantage. New world, creation and love, exploring for curiosity, beauty, and the prosperity of the community. Value attribution, old world, exclusive equity. Value is monopolized by capital and algorithms. The public is dispossessed. New world, consumer ownership. Value stems from the unity of global consumers and naturally belongs to all creators. Technology goal, old world, substitution and control. AI and robots aim to replace human labor, optimize control mechanisms, and win competition. New world, emancipation and synergy. Intelligence aims to liberate repetitive labor, enabling humans and machines to collaborate in creation. Energy logic, old world, extraction and depletion, expanding outward to conquer new frontiers, trapped in a death spiral of growth and energy consumption. New world, circulation and balance, achieving dynamic balance between energy input and output within the system, based on global optimization and efficiency improvement. Human role, old world, fuel and observer, a bio-battery consumed by the system, and a passerby under the scrutiny of intelligent agents. New world, steward and creator, the true master of the civilizational ship, and the planner of the sea of stars. The contrast between the old and new systems determines whether humanity will be observers or return to being creators. In this new system, all that Musk fears will undergo a fundamental dissolution. The energy crisis dissolves when the goal of economic activity shifts from infinite growth to optimizing overall well-being. The greedy consumption of energy will transform into precise balance. Coupled with the efficiency revolution brought by intelligence, the energy bottleneck will be systematically broken. The employment crisis dissolves when profit equals total future consumption infinity times N% distribution commission becomes a reality. Dividends will replace wages as the primary source of income. Labor will no longer be a means of subsistence, but a right and a passion. The optional work society that Musk predicts will not be a gift from a few companies, but an inevitability brought about by the ownership revolution. The security crisis dissolves when the ultimate owner of AGI is a global consumer consortium. Its development goals will be fundamentally aligned with the overall well-being of humanity. The motive for AI to turn against humans will disappear at its root. 04. The starting point of awakening. Your phone is a deed. The establishment of the new world does not require Musk's rockets or the signatures of global politicians. It only needs a synchronized reboot of global consumer cognition. The starting point lies in recognizing three truths, deliberately concealed by the old system. 1. The smartphone in your hand is an indisputable deed to the new continent of the internet. 2. The leisure time you spend scrolling every day is the most precious labor in the digital world. 3. Every click and purchase you make is the oxygen that determines the life or death of the market. We once placed our hopes in awakened ones like Musk. But today, the greatest awakening must happen in the hearts of every ordinary person. Change will begin when global consumers realize they are not helpless observers, but dispossessed owners. The path to action is exceptionally clear. 1. Cognitive reboot. Understand the logic of the old system's inevitable collapse, and see the mathematical certainty of the new system. 2. Consensus networking. Start with the people you love, and share this truth. Consensus will spread like a virus through the body of the internet. We equals 10,000 equals 100,000 equals 1 million equals 10 million equals 1 billion equals all humanity. 3. Sovereign declaration. When a critical mass is reached, global consumers can issue a joint declaration, inviting tenders to build the single, global public market that belongs to us all. 4. System switch. Capital and enterprises of the old world will discover that the only way to survive is to request incorporation into this new platform. The switch will happen peacefully, because a superior system naturally attracts all energy. Musk said at Davos that life is a fragile candle of consciousness. In the vast, dark universe, his life's work has been to make this candle burn brighter, longer, and even to ignite Mars. But what we need is not a more anxious candle to light, more dangerous piles of kindling. We need to move to a new room, a room with its own sunlight, air, and optimal temperature. In that room, the candle need not fear extinction. It can freely shine its light to read, to love, and to contemplate the mysteries of the stars. The blueprint for this new room lies in the screens we gaze at every day, in every minute taken from us. For free, and in the consumer sovereignty we can achieve through unity. The hooves of the pale horse are not the apocalypse, come to destroy us, but the final error message of the old world's operating system. It urges us, it is time to shut down that bug-ridden old program and boot up a new civilization with love your neighbor as yourself, one shared destiny as its core code.